Welcome back everybody to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis on stock market. So before we get started, please hit that like button and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel and get fantastic trade ideas like these one that we took even on Friday, hit it out of the park. It was a fantastic day on Friday. Pretty much entire week we were making money on a lot of these trades. Definitely, if you're really serious about trading and you want to also support the channel, check out my link down below in the description. And also look out for a Black Friday sale on Patreon. I'll post a link later on, possibly end of this week, upcoming week, or possibly in the middle of the week, how and how much and what you can pay to get into Patreon. And there will be a special discount for Black Friday as well. So, with that being said, we do have a lot of big earnings coming up. That's going to tell us about the economy and also about AI. We got Home Depot, big one. We got Lowe's, another big one. Target. We need to find out what the sales are and how they're doing in this economy right now. So then we have the big one, the biggest one on earth, Nvidia. We have Walmart as well. So a lot of these big names reporting earnings next week, and that's going to be something to watch. Maybe you want to take a screenshot of this page right here so you have it when you need it next week. With that being said, I mean, market, we saw 2 days back to back market gapping down, and then what happened on Friday? Well, another bear trap on Friday. Dow down 0.65% after hitting brand new all-time high. I think that was on Wednesday's session. Nasdaq, after going down nearly 2%, came back up in the green 0.13%. S&P, you can see pretty much flat for the day after going down over 1%. Russell going in the green 0.29%. 11 sectors, energy led the way, and then technology. So you don't want to see energy leading and outperforming S&P 500, but you can see, I mean, it's up here. And pretty much for the week, healthcare energy led the way on top. And you can see, these consumer cyclical names, utilities, communication services, even technology are lagging behind. Stock market map, what do we have here? Well, Microsoft was down at one point, but came back up in the green 1.37%. Nvidia put up a big show. It was down over 3%. And in the green, we do have earnings coming up. You guys saw 1.77%. We got Google going down, and now it's up because of Warren Buffett buying Google. It's up, I think, 2-3% right now, but it was down for the day 0.78%. Meta flat. Tesla was down over 4, almost 5%, came back up. And this is a trade we took live, and that's why I'm thinking about going live on YouTube, and that's gonna happen very soon. Up 0.59%, Amazon down 1.22%, Apple flat, Oracle up 2.43%. PLTR was also another player that we called out live session, up 1%. And if you look at financial here, took a beating on Friday, and then you got some energy names that are actually going up. Now, fear and greed index. Well, again, we're back on extreme fear, reading at 22. So we'll see how that works back up to fear and maybe neutral at some point. And now let's talk about S&P 500. So here on SPY ETF, absolutely flat for the day. But look at what happened and why I was live and took all these calls. And one of the best day I would say this year was this Friday. Not to mention even last week right here, but this Friday was fantastic because we had a massive red day and then followed by another gap down, which was instantly telling us that calls were in play. And I'll tell you guys why. A lot of the things did line up to go into calls on Friday. You can see it came down below the lower Bollinger Band down to 663. And that was the bottom indeed, right after opening. And look at what happened. Went back up, already made a massive move up to almost 676. Huge, huge move. And where did we close? Well, unfortunately, we did not close over 673-ish. We did close just below that. Now, you can see high volume came in and another fake out, especially for the bears. They're not really having a good time shorting and holding the position. In this case, Mr. Michael Burry, definitely, unless he sold everything, then yeah, it's a good point to get out. Otherwise, not really having a good time because every time we're seeing a big a drop, there are always buyers stepping up and buying those dips, and that's not good, especially when you're bear and you think the market is going to crash. I gave you guys a hint before when the market was pressing higher that I'm expecting a pullback, but I don't see any crash yet. Until we see some weekly candles and significant selling, I'm not even going to talk about some big crash that is going to happen in the market yet. So right now we're still looking good and bullish. Yes, some warning signs are out there. We'll talk about that. So we got a bounce off the lower band in the 665 range, went back up inside the 50-day moving average. So now there will be key support at 668.48, 50-day moving average 665 to 663 lower band, and then 661. And maybe we'll retest these lows down here at 654 if things are breaking down again. To the upside, we left a massive gap at 681 almost. So if things are pushing higher, we gap up over 673 come Monday. Watch out for a push up to 678 to 681 to close this gap on top. On Triple Q, it's a different story. You can see a lower high right here, rejection at 626-ish. Since then, it's pulling back really hard, and we took out. Here is a warning thing that you need to watch out. This was the previous low, and we definitely took out that low Friday, coming down to 597. And then we went back up, holding 607 as a support right here, and we almost got up to that upper range, which was this rejection point, and finally gapping up and going over. We did get a rejection there at 613. So 613 breaks, perhaps we get to see a move back up to right here at 616, maybe even 620-ish. The 20-day moving average at retest of this trend line will happen then, and over that this gap comes into play just under 630. Now if things are going down come Monday, watch out for the support at 607 to 605.86 50-day moving average, and then all the way down here at 600 to even 595. And if this low is gonna get tested, then watch out for more downside towards 590 to even 584 on triple Q. On Dow Jones is down 0.62%. So this was fantastic. We shorted Dow on Wednesday, and unfortunately, we got out a little bit early, which was on Thursday's session. If we were holding those puts 480 up until Friday morning, oh boy, I mean, look at the drop all the way down to 468 and then bounced off. We did not close this gap where SPY and Qs did close the gap. 474.22 right here. We have a doji candle on the daily time frame. So 468 is going to be a key line in the sand come Monday. Below that, the 50-day moving average can act as a support 466.30, and then 464 to 463, this gap down here. To the upside, if we can stay over, I would say 473, 472.87 to be exact, over this 20-day moving average, we're likely to go on and fill this gap just below 475. And if this thing pushes back over that gap, then watch out for a move back up to 480 once again here on Dow. We saw some strength coming in on Friday, so maybe this thing has some juice left in the tank, and this thing can move back up to the upside once again. On IWM, it's up 0.29%. So this one is getting extremely oversold. You can see trading was trading below the lower band, and this thing jumped back up and retracing lower band and holding 237. So that's going to be the key line here to see if this thing holds around at that 236, 237. If this thing can hold, we might see a pushback up to 240 to even 243 to close this gap by Thanksgiving. Now, if this thing does not hold here at 236, 237, watch out for continuation to the downside, and possibly it'll come down to this gap, 226. So now I told you guys that I'm going to give you a hint why we went really heavy on calls Friday morning on that gap down. What happened right here? It was outside the Bollinger Band. And what happened? It didn't even last too long. It came back in immediately. You can see the similar pattern happen here. You can see even right here, even right here. And this is the upper Bollinger Band. It was trading way outside. What was it? 23, past 23. And I knew it. It was probably gonna go up maybe another buck, maybe dollar 50, but there is no really crazy bad news out there. It's gonna pull back in, and this is exactly what we got. It gave back all the gains and pretty much came down and closing around 20 bucks. So VIX, I mean, it's elevated. You got to be careful. It's over 18, but also keep that in mind. This thing can rapidly get crushed, and especially when we're sitting on extreme fear, it can definitely come down. So next week, watch out if this thing holds 20 or even 18. It can possibly make a move back up to 23 and even higher. But if this thing gets crushed with maybe Nvidia earnings or something and gets under 18 bucks, that's when the market will likely to go higher and maybe even go on and produce brand new all-time highs. But we do have warning signs out there, and we need to talk about it. What do you see here? Dollar. What do you see right here? Flagging. It's flagging right here once again. And this thing was green Friday, despite all the sell-off and everything. So if this thing rises back up over 99.41, the 5-day moving average, it can go back up and retest 100 and possibly will go on and make new highs. As of right now, this 99 point 99 right here, or 98.99, this support has to hold right here, which is holding for past couple days. If this does not hold, it will likely to come back down to 98.42 to this lower band, and that should act as a support. Now also we need to talk about gold, which took a massive dump off after this massive rally to close the gap on top, and then came back in. And then look at the rally even on Friday on gold from 73 to 77 almost. Huge move, and we did close over 75. So watch out. I mean, gold is on the move also. We got dollar going green, VIX staying over 18, staying around 20 bucks. Those are warning signs that market might be looking good. Dip buyers are coming in and buying up those dips, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be aware of what's coming next, which is a lot of people losing jobs, and the inflation is going higher. Lots of other things to take into consideration right now, that people like Michael Burry quitting, and then also Bitcoin coming down under 100K. That's definitely not bullish. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated.